The color of this Audi S3 is Python yellow. And that's not the only thing that bites about this car. Ooh. There's this real Goldilocks charm with intermediary sports cars. You have the more pedestrian A3, and then you have the full-fat performance weapon RS3. Now the S3 nestles itself very nicely in the middle, but it's rated the RS3's toy box for some serious hardware in the rear of the vehicle. I liberated this watch from my colleague, I stole it, and I'm going to be doing this review. My name's Taye, let's get in. Now the A3 comes standard with the S-Line body kit in its pedestrian trim. Now you'll be forgiven for doing a double take with the S3. There's not that much different that's here. However, the bespoke wheels and the massive brakes allude to something massive under the bonnet that needs to be stopped and handled. Now, in front, there's not that much going on over here. I would prefer a lip and maybe some badging to give the S3 a bit more identity in the front, but the rear, it's a bit of a different story. You have the quad exhaust tips and the subtle boot spoiler. It is a handsome but understated looker. What's under the bonnet? It's the tried and trusted EA888's 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine. Now it's been fiddled with for the facelift S3. It now makes 245 kilowatts and 420 Newton meters. That power is channeled through the S-Tronic 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and then through to all 4 wheels with Audi's Quattro system. Now I alluded earlier that this car has taken something from the RS3. It is the rear torque splitting differential. What does it do exactly? It adjusts the torque accordingly between the rear wheels, and that mitigates the understeer that is typically associated with all-wheel drive vehicles. It allows the car to rotate more, which makes this an absolute rocket. Enough about the engine though, let's talk about the options list and other driving dynamics of this vehicle. Now, one thing I would tick off on the accessories list is the 13,000 Rand adaptive suspension and Audi Drive Select system. This is a must-have because you can strike a nice balance between really comfortable in a ride quality perspective on a rough road, but then when you want to get down and dirty, set it to individual and you can go to town. Less so is the 80,000 Rand Akrapovic exhaust system. I think I said that correctly. Now don't get me wrong, I like subtle exhaust. However, this is very understated. You can expect a bit of theater, but instead it's a jazz lounge. Now who struck the balance between having an exhaust that's loud enough that leaves a smile on your face, but is not irritating to your ears? Mercedes-AMG. I think that should have been the benchmark for this particular vehicle. But you still get to keep your warranty, which is a nice thing. So all of this in short, it's a guided missile. Now, I spent some time in the pedestrian A3, and much is the same here with the A3, bar some UI exceptions. And this is a driver-focused interior, which is really good. Everything is centralized around the driver, even the latest edition of this Audi MMI infotainment system. Now, it's not the largest screen in the world, but it's what you do with it is what matters. Now, it's a very snappy system. It's got the Apple CarPlay and the Android Auto and does all that accoutrement pretty nicely. You also have this separate climate control panel, which, get this, has buttons. It's a very tech-forward interior. You also have the Sonos 3D premium sound system, which bangs, might I add. And also you have these S-Line bucket seats, which, when you get dynamic with the vehicle, holds you in very nicely. Let's talk money and competition. The Audi S3 in sedan form is priced from 1.1 million Rand. Now, when we look at sports sedan competition, we have the BMW M235 and the Subaru WRX. Now, I have to say that I think this is the most competitive out of the trio in terms of it being a driver-focused vehicle. The second being the BMW, and unfortunately the Subaru coming last. It's just not that competitive anymore. But that's what you get for your money. The Audi S3 knows exactly what it is and it owns it. It makes a rock-solid case for the middle child intermediary sports car. It strikes the balance of the practicality of a sedan while also offering the performance chops to make the jaunt to the office exciting and that weekend drive all the more meaningful. Anyways, that's it for the moment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the AutoTrader YouTube channel so you don't miss another review. And don't forget, if you're looking to buy a new or used car, AutoTrader is your #1 marketplace. Take it easy, people.